team, y'all don't get it, do ya? New squad, new year, but the same ego. New ring, new bling, check stilo, and they wanna see the show like a movie Regal.
I almost don't even want to talk over this song. It's my jam. I am Scott Bair. This is the Darren Smith Show, and you are listening to San Diego sports leader XX1090. And on the hotline is former Aztec, current graduate assistant coach, and honestly, one of my favorite athletes that I've ever covered, Tim Shelton. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. I'm doing very well, actually.
Well, Tim, talk about the adjustment to life outside of being a basketball player. Has it been sort of strange this year, even though you're still involved with the program, but to not be gearing up for a season like you have probably every year that you can recall?
No, I feel great. I'm very blessed to be in the situation that I'm in. One big difference is no knee pain, so that's
right.
But besides that, it's just different being more of a student. It's been a lot of fun for me so far. I'm really enjoying myself. I have a little more anxiety in terms of, development of the guys and, what type of impact I can make. But so far it's just been a wonderful experience for me, and I'm just grateful to be able to be here still.
This team has a pedigree now, and you've been involved in this Aztecs Renaissance over the last couple of years. I've heard that some people say that this might be the best team yet. There's still a lot of unknowns because we haven't seen this freshman trio play, and there's a lot of new transfers that Aztecs fans haven't seen in action yet. You've been at these practices. Is all this hype deserved? Could this team really be something special?
It could absolutely be something special. We got to keep working at it and continually, get better, obviously. But, we brought in a good group of freshmen, a good group of young guys, and our transfers finally getting to play after sitting out for so long. And they've all been playing really well together. It's one of those teams that you're going to see a lot of depth in and a lot of different rotations and different matchups that we can really play well off of. And it'll be interesting to see how Coach puts the pieces together, and I'm really excited about it.
Has this camp been really competitive given how many guys are trying to fight for minutes?
Oh, absolutely. Probably the most competitive I've seen, and, it's for a reason because, a lot of people's skill sets and development are continuing to grow, and they're also at, similar levels, and it kind of almost really depends on who we're playing against and how we want to guard them and how we want to make them guard us. There are so many different, potential starting five on this team that, it's kind of a good problem to have, I guess.
Last season, you guys had to play small quite a bit because you just didn't have much size outside of yourself. Talk about the impact of a guy like James Johnson who can come in here. He's a strong post presence. What can fans expect out of James?
James is actually one of my favorite people. He's one of the first guys that came up to me and was like, "Hey, Coach, I want to work with you before and after practice." And I just really love his mentality. You look at him; he's a big body in there. He's very athletic. He can finish around the basket, and he loves the game of basketball. And he's one of the hardest working guys. What I like about him coming out the back is he's a good communicator. He moves his feet well on ball screen defense, things like that. But just coming off of last year, just more consistent size on the inside with Deshaun, Skylar, and James. I think people are really going to like James Johnson and the type of effort he brings to the table.
With this Syracuse game coming up, there's a lot of hype surrounding it, not only because it's the Syracuse Orangemen coming all the way out west, but you're playing outdoors. How much of an impact will on this heading make on this game?
I'm not quite sure. I haven't quite been out there yet. I know that it's just going to be one of those things where obviously it's an honor to be playing on the Midway, and have Syracuse come out and be playing the game in San Diego. It's a pretty big deal. I think it's going to be fun for the guys, and I know you hear about them running the zone and being outside and shooting outside. So we'll see how that plays a factor. But, it's going to be a good game, competitive game, a great game for the city, and something really good for the program.
Talk about Winston Shepherd's impact. Do you anticipate him being able to come in and play pretty quickly? Has he earned that right in practice, or is it still a wait and see there?
It's one of those things that coaches have to decide. He's been playing very, very well lately. I really love his attitude lately, too, and he's one of those guys who on defense, you look at him and he can guard any position. He moves his feet very well. He's a heck of a playmaker, and he's one of those kids who, comes in with a lot of hype but also works very hard to continue to get better. And if you look up in the office, he's one of the guys who's in there most of the time watching film a lot. Him and Jamal Franklin probably watch the most film on the team, and he just has the hunger to continue getting better, and he's gonna be a really good player for us, so he should be very exciting to watch.
You've been around this program since 2007, and just talk about the ascent that this program has made, where now it's a nationally recognized power. You guys had success in the past when you were much younger, but talk about the level that it's at and the expectations. Do you think that that's a good thing for this program to have?
Yeah, absolutely a good thing. I think as a program, you want to be seen on a national scale as a team that's going to compete with anyone in the nation, and to be able to start off in the top 25 is one of those things that states that. We've got good guys coming back. We're continuing to get good recruits coming in. It's one of those things where San Diego State's on the map now, and it should continue to be that way. Me being here, when we weren't quite, at this level, obviously, but we were getting better. It's just great to be able to see that, and I want these guys and these teams coming up to be so good that people do forget about that Sweet 16 we had, or Sweet 16 team we had.
Yeah, and I think that the schedule really says a lot about the level of respect that you guys have. Obviously, you play Syracuse out the gate, but you play UCLA and you play USC. How important is it in those games when you look at a recruiting war? How important is it to show well against some of San Diego State's closest rivals in terms of geography?
It's good to be able to play these guys, and glad that they want to play us. And it's kind of weird to say that we're actually, we're a team that's actually helping a lot of people's strength schedule and RPI and all things like that. So being able to play these guys and knowing that we're confident in competing and beating these guys is the big part about it. And I think with certain coaches trying to play us, they're double thinking it nowadays. They're like, do we really want to play them, and where do we want to play them? I think the level that we've gotten at really makes people think about that.
When you made Aztec Motto last year, it went viral pretty quick, and it became a real part of that pregame ritual that San Diego State has built. Did you anticipate your second job as music producer, rapper, et cetera, to take off like it has? I know you've done a couple shows. You have a new Montezuma 55th coming out, too.
Music for me has been just a lot of fun. It's something that I do love to do, and I love writing, and I put it on the back burner right now, obviously, because of school and basketball, and I don't know, it's something I love. I'm always continually writing with Aztec Motto. That was so fun for me. We made the song, and we made a video out of nowhere randomly and put it up online, and people took to it. So that was a lot of fun. Over the summer, I put out my first mixtape on my birthday, and people liked it and stuff like that. So it's been fun. And with the new song, got a lot of good reviews from it so far. We're actually going to film one of the big scenes on Sunday that everyone's invited to. And, it's going to be good. That music video will be coming out in probably about 4 weeks if we can really get it all edited.
That's awesome. When you look at the long game in terms of your career, do you want to be a Steve Fisher type of head coach somewhere someday?
Oh, man, who doesn't?
Right.
With a statement like that, I mean, you only aspire to have that type of career and be that type of person, He's just so inspirational. I don't think I'll ever picture not to what Steve Fisher is, and if I come close to it, then I'll be happy. But Coach Fisher, he's a great man, great teacher, great coach, great figure in general, and he's done a phenomenal job just being a person,
This team was picked to win the Mountain West Conference. You guys have had a lot of success within conference. Do you think that that's warranted? Do you think that this team, if it plays up to its potential, that it should win this conference and it should go deep into the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, absolutely. If we play up to our potential, if they're still far away from that, it's nice to have that that title preseason, obviously, but still a lot of work to be done. And quite often we like being ranked third or second, just so we can prove people wrong here in the end. But it's nice to have that, and ultimately we do want that. We want people to think we're good enough to be number one, and that's what we potentially can be.
In terms of your level of anticipation, I know that you're not going to be on the court this year, but is this as excited as you've been about a basketball program? I know that you guys fared really well 2 years ago, but should the fans be as excited as they were when Kawhi was here?
Absolutely. They absolutely should. It's one of those things where it's the continual growth of the program and of the team, and I don't expect the fans to drop off, and I think they're going to really be continue to be prideful about what we're doing here on campus. They're going to really enjoy it. It's going to be a fun season. Season tickets are already sold out, and that's one thing we greatly appreciate is people, packing the house. If we're playing an NAI team or we are playing a UCLA or something like that.
How much of an impact is it to have a real home field advantage like you guys do, especially with as loud as the show gets? And I just couldn't believe that every ticket for the entire season is sold out already. That's got to be a pretty encouraging thing.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just extra motivation. I know for me, running to the arena with the song playing and all the fans going crazy. It's just one of those things where, sometimes you just kind of feel unbeatable. And we have, in my eyes, the best student section in the country. So you come into that type of atmosphere, and I know opponents come into that atmosphere and even make comments during the games like, man, this is insane, this is crazy. So, having them as our sixth man is just, you can't really go wrong with that.
Well, Tim, thank you very much for taking the time, my friend. If we weren't excited about basketball beforehand, we definitely are now that we've spoken to you. Thank you very much for the time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on, guys.